Despite the dramas going around South Australia at the moment, Sturt and Central still front at Footy Park in an important clash for the Dogs. Lounder goes in and gets the first tap away. Up towards the half-forward line, it's Lynn through. Lynn on the left leg, sends him into attack. Out steams Coffee! Can't quite get there as McCarthy goes to the line and the ball goes out of play. Ideal conditions, crowd a little disappointing. Breeze blowing left to right in your screen. Probably favouring the golf course end by about 3 goals. The Dogs desperately need this one to keep their fight for the final 5 alight. Sturt have got a problem. They can't possibly make it this season as Russell sends the ball towards the line for another throw-in. No, it's going to be a free kick for a push in the back, and it's going to be Grant Coffey. Can't make it from there. He's about 55 to 60 out, although he will be half assisted with the breeze coming in from well, our left as you look at it, right to left as he kicks. Coffey, gee, that's a massive kick right up towards the square. In there is Mandermaker. Off the fingers, it's taken across by Richter. The first score of the game goes to the Dogs, and that is a point, and the ball will be put back into play.
But I might let you call the whole game by yourself, Daisy. The ball comes back in. We go wide. Underneath it, Whittlesey. Ghazi with him. Whittlesey knocks it forward. Gives the opportunity back there. Does it look like Richter couldn't do anything with it. Lounder in the picture. Certainly not near the ball, though. Oh, Turner beautifully put as he got it over to Johns. His kick is good. Didn't quite take it up there. Scotty Lee having a magnificent season. Gets it off. In turn to McGorran. Through the centre of the ground they go. Opportunity now for Girdham. Gets it off to Smith. The Dogs build. Mandermaker underneath it and a good catch. It's got Coffey in the forward line. That's where it'll go. In high, I would think. Oh, the kick is a shocker, but it's underneath. Well, Coffey at least is underneath it. Too far and out of bounds on the full.
McCarthy looking for Moss Kenny. Won't find it. Mandermaker. Chaplin thought about getting it across. Oh, he is going to push it across, and it's beautifully taken by Stephen Sturt. Sturt is 60 out, even wind assisted. I doubt his ability to make it. Sturt puts it up high in towards the square. Coffey's going to get the leap over the top. Oh, what a great mark. Coffey always had the sit. 3 Sturt defenders were a perfect step ladder, and that's a fine one grab mark to Coffey, who could not possibly miss from here. Only 3 metres out. Coffey has got the first goal of the game.
Was a good catch. That's an underestimation. He's been a bit of a success since going to full forward. Player with varying levels of talent from week to week. Mandermaker's doing the job at centre-half forward, and if Coffey can come up to scratch for here to the rest of the season, it certainly will make their 2 prime forward positions ones that are firing and give them a good avenue to goal, and plenty of goals between them. It's a good start for the Dogs. 3 minutes in, their first goal.
4 possessions already to Grant Coffey, looming as a danger. Lean against Lounder at the centre bounce. The Dogs by 7 points. Good bounce by the umpire. Lounder thumps the ball as far as most people kick it. O'Keefe gets it out wide. Leanit's upended. Krieg about to send the Dogs into attack again. Up towards the half-forward line. They wait for it to sit. Ghazi, Whittlesey over the top. Gets the thump away. Richter with a chance now. Girdham strong in. Try to get it back to Ghazi. They bottle the ball up, and the umpire will have to come and ball it up on the half-forward left flank. Umpires Graham Schultz and David Weston in charge. Umpire Schultz in the screen at the moment.
Just the attack side of the 50-metre line, eastern boundary line for Central. Johns, their most prolific kick getter, kicks wide. It's only as far as big number 22, Philip Lounder. Smith is next in line. He wants to go on with it quickly. He's been a good player on the ball. Had a few injuries in his time with Central, but when he fires, they really do move. Opportunity now for Bauer. Didn't get anywhere with that. There's a good smother on the far side. It appeared to be Sturt that did that piece of smothering. Indeed it was. Good tough player, Stephen Sturt. Fine contributor for the Dogs. In ruck Mandermaker. Kim Russell onto Bauer. Unmistakable with the long sleeves. Philip Lounder picking up a few kicks now. A kick behind play. It's well smothered. Chaplin went without it. Richter Handball was astray. Shell, Johns, back to Leonard. Pretty desperate out there at the moment as Bauer takes a good strong mark. He can get up and take his kick. Giving him plenty of strife out there is Brian Herrera. Number 16, Darren Bauer. He goes towards half forward. Oh, Turner has the jump. He can't quite take it, and the ball is out of bounds.
Big leap. Not successful. The Dogs by 7 points. Sturt kicking into a 3-goal breeze. Throw in on the half forward right flank. Almost out to centre wing. Lounder against Leonard. Lounder tried to hook it back. Johns through. Hasn't got the football yet. Russell farms out a long handball up towards his half forward line. Back in defence, it's taken by the new player there in McGoran, and finally back towards centre wing and Argus, but the ball has gone out of bounds before he can entrap it, and it's a throw in once again at centre wing. 1-1. Not a lot of action in the opening 6 minutes. All the action's been happening during the week. Lounder gets a tap away. Herrera, Krieg. Herrera again, but this time Krieg is going to get a free kick on the half-back flank, and he'll send the Dogs up over the centre line.
He's got Chaplin with plenty of run in his legs. He goes, oh, man to make a high. Couldn't grab it. Back of the pack is Richter. He's got a runner coming off a full back for him. Well done. The runner was McCarthy as he got it through. McGlashan now. His kick is badly put. Lownder's getting a lot of kicks behind play. McAdam, last year's McGarry medalist. Has a look. Oh, that's a beautiful leg. Nothing wrong with that at all. He finds Lynn. Tony Lynn. And there's the coach in your screen, Neil Curley. Dominated league football here for many, many years as a personality and a very successful coach during his 26 years of involvement. Man to make a coffee from behind it was. Opportunity, Kim Russell. In turn, which Johns left foot towards Turner was the target. Good defensive work on that occasion by Robert Handley, and the ball is out of bounds, centre wing.
Lounder against Leonard. Already the Dogs moving the ball into their forward line consistently. Just can't find the target as the Sturt defence hangs on. Chaplin gets it to Krieg. Outsteams Coffey again. Well put. Coffey just a little too quick for McCarthy. And Grant Coffey has a chance, although from a very acute angle. Grant Coffey, of course, started his career as a full forward for the Dogs. Couldn't quite make it on a full-time basis. Sometime ruckman. Now back at full forward and doing extremely well in recent weeks. The breeze ought to bring that one back. It's coming back. Oh, what a goal. He's got all two of them. 2-1, 13 points. Sturt yet to open their account.
Well, I'll be honest with you, Daisy, as the ball got within about 5 metres of the goals, I actually turned back to my little list here. I was going to put down a little dot, which I put down for points. He called a goal. I couldn't believe that. Breeze used it well. Obviously knows how difficult it is out there, and if he can do that all day, he'll be the major goal scorer. Already kicked the entire score for Central District.
At the bounce, Lounder against Leonard again. Favours Lounder. Leonard got up the higher. Thrown out by Shell. Given away now to Johns. Johns up towards full forward. That's beautifully put. Well, it was. I thought it was. It went past the full forward to Lee. Sturt out wide. Chaplin in support. Bauer back there as well. Sturt again. Well intercepted there by Burke to force the ball to the line. A good defensive movement when a slick handball would have sent the Dogs into attack again. Ball out of play at centre wing. Lounder and Lynott. Lounder this time in front. Back towards the full forward, at least the centre square again. Going through strongly is Johns. Johns up towards the half-forward line. Turner this time. Turner has been paid the mark rather than the free kick rather than the mark for hanging on. And so it's going to be Turner, a rookie this year for the Blues, and he's some 45, 50 metres out when he kicks the football. Now into the breeze, I doubt it. In fact, he's not even confident. He's going in short, in towards full forward. Up there was Higgins. Can't bring it down. Comes out to Argus. Argus needs support. Try to crash his way through. Still in there fighting. The Dogs swallow him, and the umpire will be forced to come in and bounce the ball on the half-forward line.
Good call, the dogs swallow him. I like that one, Daisy. Here he is in your screen. Number 15, Gary Argus. A wild-looking character in league football as Turner comes through quickly. He's also caught.
Whilst on the unintended pun about the dogs swallowing him, gee, if they had to swallow Gary Argus, they'd come out with a big dose of indigestion with that beard.
Oh, dear me. Indeed they would. It's a very hard thing to for the digestive tract, that. Give it a tickle on the way down. Number 37, who gave away that free kick, was Robert Hanley. Greg Smith now, short. Goes through the centre of the ground. Bubner. Wide eastern boundary. Burke and Sturt do battle. Girdham gets it up to Sturt. Good support. That's where numbers come in handy. Good with McAdam. He'll use his legs to run out of trouble. He's caught. It was a good tackle. They've run themselves trying to overuse the ball now a little bit. McAdam might have done better to get his boot to the ball. Free kick behind play. Goes to Burke. Off to Whittlesey. Gary Argus is the target. But right with him was Herrera. And he had no trouble putting the ball out of bounds. 11 minutes gone, first quarter. It's the Dogs by 13 points.
Throw in at centre wing. The Dogs with many playmakers to set up their forward line. One of them the bottom of the pack at the moment. In fact, he's going to get a free kick, is Eddie Hocking, in supreme form. You look at Chaplin, Ghazi, Hocking and co, and Smith, Krieg. They've got a lot of playmakers there to help the likes of Coffey and Mandamaker. Not well directed. It floats into Whittlesey at centre half back. Slips it out to Shelley, caught on the left leg, goes out wide towards centre wing. Well put, Moss Kenny. Can't quite grab it. Under pressure there. The player at the bottom of the pack, is it O'Keefe? Let's have a look. No, it's McCarthy, and the umpire will come and ball it up. 13 points to zilch. 12 minutes into the first quarter. Lounder hooks it back too far for Bubner. Shell with the pace on the left leg. Floats one out on the full, and the penalty free kick. No, it wasn't Shell. I beg your pardon. In fact, that's twice I've called Radbone. I've called him Shell, but it was Radbone who kicked out on the full.
Underneath it, Lounder. Couldn't quite take it. Have another throw in. Strong breeze. Probably around about the 3 to 4 goal value. Blowing from the left to the right of your screen. Of course, the Dogs have the use of it. Chaplin got the beautiful tap out from Lounder. McAdam, clever as he got past O'Keefe. Smith, Ghazi goes out of the pack. Over the top of the ball is Mark O'Keefe once again. And there'll be another bounce. The oval is very dry despite the weather we've had during the week. And the ball is dry. In ruck will be Leonard against Mandamaker. McAdam caught by Leonard. Greg Smith comes out. Oh, that was the wrong choice. He should have gone backwards, but he got out of it beautifully. That's very clever as he got it to Chaplin. He has no trouble getting around McGlash, and he heads to goal. What a beautiful leg, his first.
Yes, beautifully done. He sold the pup beautifully to McGlash, and there ran round the man on his mark. He had two players in board. One of them was Girdham, the other one, I think, Mandamaker, that the short pass was on, but he decided to run round the man on the mark, and he put it up perfectly for the breeze. Just shifted it fractionally back through the middle. He's got his first. The Dogs have got 3, and already they're 19 points in front.
Leonard will come from the right of your screen and Lounder from the left. It's a good bounce. Leonard got the knock on that occasion. John's got the kick. I was going to say forward, but across the ground as Turner comes up to meet it. He's got a real turn of pace. Too quick for himself, even as Smith took the crumb. Robert Handley was there, number 37, and the ball is out of bounds. It was a good knock by Leonard. Gave the opportunity for Johns. There's Leonard in your screen, coming from behind Lounder. He's got a good spring in his legs. Moskeny did that well. Johns on his left boot as he goes in long. Lee with an opportunity. He does well. Doesn't have to use anybody as players run past him. Krieg now. He's a natural left footer, so he'll just belt it in. Ghazi underneath it. Oh, but beautifully done by Whittlesey. Kept his balance under difficult circumstances and goes back towards half forward. His target is Burke, but it'll beat that player out of bounds. and we'll have another throw in the offensive side of centre wing for the Blues.
Coach Higgins obviously fears young Ghazi because he's got his ace player in Whittlesey defending him. Whittlesey was going to line up on the half-back line on Lynn, but as I said, he's on Ghazi. And when you think that the number of goals that Chaplin, Ghazi, Hocking and Co have kicked this season, he's got a few players he's got to watch. Already an interchange has been made. Coming on for Sturt is Walensky, going off is Higgins, the full forward. Coming away is Hocking for the Dogs, up towards the half-forward line. O'Keefe can't quite. Ghazi through. Well done there by Sturt to get the ball back from Bastian, but the umpire said it was a throw, I think, and it's going to Smith. Whatever, Smith got the free kick. Short man to Maker, and he's got the ball at the 50-metre mark. Now, Rudy could kick this wind-assisted, and I think he thinks he can too.
Well, he's a real chance, Ian, because earlier in the game, I don't know whether you saw it when you were at home watching the reserves, but Michael O'Brien in the reserves kicked one from just about that position.
Mandermaker in superb form in the last 2 or 3 weeks at centre-half forward. Or launches that one, but he launched it crookedly, and it's offline. Made the distance by a good 25 metres. So you can tell, as Rocky said, he can certainly kick them from there, but unfortunately he's offline for the Dogs' second point.
It's valuable breeze, from, as you can see from that kick, because it allows forwards to do their work from a lot further out from goal. And Mandermaker will be even more dangerous at half forward if he can get some grabs around there. Loose ball, Krieg in the action. Turner up from half forward. Opportunity now on the far side for handling. He did that well as he stayed over the ball. Good control. Coffey's the target, but it's too wide and too long for that player. It's out of bounds on the full. Amazing what confidence can do for a side. Central District 4 weeks ago weren't worth 2 bob. And now they're just playing with so much confidence. It's amazing. I guess they're the qualities and the skill of their coach, Neil Curley, to be able to take them from that sort of position to a strong competitive side who are in the 5, and I doubt whether or not they'll lose grasp of it.
Throw in on the half-forward left flank. Mandermaker's going to give Lounder a spell against Leonard. Girdham in there. Works extremely hard. Always finishes up with more handballs than kicks, but he's getting them out on the bottom of the pack. McAdam got it out to Smith. Smith goes in short and finds Lynn, and he's just got the football at the third grab. Well, I think Lynn kicked 4 or 5 last week from memory and played extremely well, and he's a dangerous man on the half-forward line. I can assure you he kicked 5, and so he's got a chance to kick his first this week with kick number 3. Wind assisted once more, ought to make the distance, and he has got it. That's his first, and the Dogs 4. 4-2 to Zilch on Nine's Wide World of Sports.
It was a beautiful kick in from Greg Smith, and there he goes, Tony Lynn, to congratulate Greg Smith on the kick. It wasn't an easy kick to take. In fact, I thought Greg Smith may have punched it just a little bit too hard. But Lynn stopped the flight of it. He was actually diving across his body. He had 2 grabs at it, and he was up to the challenge to kick the goal from some distance out.
A 26-point advantage to the Dogs. I can assure you the wind is not that strong. Sturt have got some work to do. Lounder in against Leonard, who got the tap. Johns missed it. Smith didn't. Had an area, however, and the umpire gave him a free kick for a high tackle. Just a little lucky. Smith from centre field. A very damaging, a very important player for the Dogs. Puts it out wide for Coffey. He's got to stand his ground. McCarthy over the top. O'Keefe through. Bauer in support there. The handball goes out, but Hocking's got the pace. This way, that away. Got the pace to get clear. Geez, got the time to have a look. Sets it up now for Krieg on the wrong foot. In towards McAdam on the half-forward line. Well played back there by young Shell. Russell gives it away now to Bastian. Bastian out wide. Bauer with a chance as he goes through the centre line. Sets it up for Johns, who's had a few touches in the early moments. Right there with him, Bubner gives away the handball. Now to Russell. Russell concedes back to Bauer. Sturt going to make a mess of this. Gets the kick away up back to Russell. That's about their 4th possession. Great tackle by McGoran, and the umpire said holding the ball. Great defensive work by the Dogs.
Well, you called it on a prediction that they will make a mess of it, and eventually just overusing the ball. Better off to get a quick kick in, make players down the ground contest the ball rather than try and overuse it. Back towards the centre. Big leap from Whittlesey. Well, it's well taken. by Johns as he goes long. Oh, his target up there was Walensky. Went past that player. And coming away with it are the Dogs. Back towards Stephen Sturt. O'Keefe battles hard on the ground. Burke comes in to help. Stephen Sturt there again. Bauer and Mandamaker.
Oh, Rudy's fired up, isn't he?
Oh, he's not. You're not wrong there, Ian. He's in everything, and I think he's just stepped on Bauer's head, and Bauer is not happy about it.
I don't think I'd be either. He's going to get a free kick for a high tackle, but Rudy's upset about something. I don't think I've ever... Oh-be-doo, he still wants to go on with it. I don't think I've ever seen him so fired up. He's having a few words to umpire David West and not exactly happy, but you can't use a man's head as a doormat.
Well, he finally got 15 metres. I think it was always going to happen, but it won't be a penalty goal, obviously, because they're far too far out. And I guess if you're ever going to give one away, that's probably the position to do it. Well, there's it in your screen. Number 33 for the Dogs, Rudy Mandamaker. If there's one player that Neil Curley can fire up, it's him. And he'll be a powerful player going to the finals if he can keep him in that frame of mind.
Well, it's nice if Rudy can convert that aggression into his play through the field, constructive play. Agreed.
High they go. Oh, Vargas, good take. Well judged. Back of the pack. 2 grabs and read it in better than anybody. Number 15 would only be 25 metres from goal. He's kicking into a breeze. It's virtually coming straight down the ground. So he'd want to keep it reasonably low. It's not low, but he won't have any trouble with the distance, nor the accuracy. He kicks his first, and the Blues open their score.
Took them 21 minutes to get their first score on the board. As I mentioned earlier, it's not all that strong. Coach Higgins is ringing the changes again. Higgins is his namesake. Higgins is going back on, and he's replacing Walensky. But it was a fine mark by Gary Argus. He's playing centre half forward. He looks a bit mean out there at the moment, and he'll want to be mean all afternoon to beat a very strong Dog side. But that's a fine mark and conversion for their first goal.
An ordinary bounce just favours Leonard. No recall. Smith through. Good one take. Hocking in there. Smith. Argus tackles him to ground. No free kick. McAdam. Scholl. Forward they go, the Blues. Gurdon. Beautiful handball to the running Lounder. Doesn't sound right, really, does it, the running Lounder, but he's had a few kicks at the back of the play. And there's a free kick. I think it's going to be taken by either Whittlesey. Yes, it's Whittlesey that's got it, probably for hanging on. Chaplin comes in from the side. If he hadn't got his kick, I think he would have got another one. Punched away. Opportunity for Hockey. Mark, or a free kick to Russell. In the back it was. Johns. He's getting a lot of touches. He always does, though. 9th kick. Argus, chance. Kick their last. Russell through. Bauer. Oh, well done. Radbone goes over the top. Plenty of pace in those legs. He was searching out there for Bonner. He couldn't find him, and away they go. Hanley's the player who got it. He goes over to Smith. Through comes Walensky. Bastian. Confused their blonde hair. Bastian and Walensky look a little bit alike. I'm sure their mother and father don't agree, but certainly got blonde hair, Daisy.
You're dead right. Rather like that name, Walensky. Gets round your tongue a bit. Sounds like a New York cop. Bubner on the half-back line. Floats one high up towards the half-forward line. Mandamaker up. O'Keefe over the top. Richter back in defence. Gets it away to Burke. Short. Centre field. Well done, Johns. G's winning centre at the moment. Puts it up the half-forward line. Moss Kenny. I don't know that it was meant for Moss Kenny. Oh, gee, they're playing on. Gets it back now to Johns. Floats one in towards Bonner up at full forward. Over the top. Big mark taken there by Buckley in defence. McGoran. Looks like a useful player. I saw him come on last week. He did some useful things, and he started today where he left off last week. Sturt, speaking of a player doing useful things, he's in brilliant form at the moment as umpire Weston calls the dead heat. The Sturt supporters don't like that. They want holding the ball, but umpire Weston's going to bounce on the half-forward right flank for the Blues.
Craig in the screen, number 17. Johns with him. They're against each other today. The knock was good. It was a Raider that took it, but it's found the boundary line. Time on approaching, only seconds away, and it's the Dogs by 20 points. Remembering they've had use of a breeze worth maybe just a little bit more than that, so it's hard to be too critical of the Sturt opening. Sturt did well to get that out to Krieg, but nearly killed him in the meantime. Lucky he ducked his head, as he would have lost it. Brett Leanett, number 27. And we bounced once again. Fine conditions. Strong wind, left to right of your screen. That's the Nissan sign indicating the strength of the breeze here at Football Park. Kim Russell goes wide. He's searching for Johns. If it sits for him, he's got Burke inside. Goes that way. Back to Johns is good. Hocking does the chasing, but they're in. High, too high in fact. Over the back, Scotty Lee. Higgins there as well. He's come back on the ground. Turner, Herrera jumps in. Turner knocks it out. Argus is the player he gets it to. Goes back. Russell. He turned to show. His opportunity for goals. He puts it in high, but it's offline. And Herrera will be happy to see that go over for 1 point. So it's their first point. 7 points they've kicked in total. Central District 4-2, 26.
The Blues starting to run the ball usefully, but just can't quite get the goals. But at least they're in the game now, where they weren't earlier. 26 minutes gone. Buckley in good form to Bubner. Returns the ball to the half-forward line. Burke's going to get the leap over the top. Chaplin the crumbs. Through comes Girdham. Whips out a handball to Smith. He's going to have to work hard for that one. He's under pressure, or is he? This way, that away. Got to go back on the left foot, looking for Mandamaker up on the half-forward line. Rudy's going to come out with a football. Now wants support. In goes McAdam, going to work hard for this one. McCarthy comes to meet him. McAdam into the pocket, looking for the holding the man decision. And the umpires said, no, the boundary's beaten him, and it's out of play in the full forward left pocket.
As the two Magarey medalists went to the boundary line, Greg Whittlesey and Greg McAdam. Throw in, forward pocket for the Dogs. Chance for Kim Russell. He's caught, throws it away virtually. Metaphorically speaking, of course. McGlashan. His kick is intercepted by Girdham, and he's got a chance to send the Dogs forward. 27 minutes gone. Underneath it, Mandamaker. Back of the Packers. Whittlesey, gee, you caught. No, it's in the back of Mandamaker. And the big fella will have a shot at goal. O'Keefe is disgusted. Asked the question. And looks away disbelievingly, and Greg Whittlesey does the same. His fourth kick, Mandamaker. Yet to kick a goal. Be a handy one. It would probably give them the break the breeze is worth, and they could go in happy at quarter time, having used it well. He makes no mistake.
Good kick by Mandamaker. He learnt from his previous effort, although he was 10 or 15 metres closer on that occasion. He and O'Keefe went for the ball, and O'Keefe was a little bit disappointed with the umpiring decision. They were both flying for the ball, but I think Rudy realised that he was underneath it and had to prop a little bit. And as O'Keefe come careering through, got into the back of Mandamaker, according to the umpire, and that was a free kick that was converted to a goal.
Leanett's in ruck for Sturt, Lounder for the Dogs. This time it's Lounder who gets it. Johns, he's picking up some kicks. Around the corner is O'Keefe. He runs with the ball, bounces it very awkwardly, gives it to look like Scholl, put him under a lot of pressure. Moschetti is the next player. He gets past Sturt and did it cleverly. Can he do it again? He does. Gets it up to Bastian. He concedes 20 metres. There's nothing wrong with that, though, although the crowd don't like it. It gives Bauer a good look forward. Could have used the kick better. Good shepherd by Argus in the background, unseen. Allows Higgins to take the mark. His kick goes forward. As the siren sounds for quarter time here at Football Park, the Dogs go in 5-2-32. They lead the way over Sturt 1-1-7. You're on Nine's Wide World of Sports. As we commence the second quarter here at Football Park, it's the Dogs 5-2-32. They lead Sturt 1-1-7. In ruck is big Richard Lounder. From the left, right of your screen, Leonard gets the knock though. McAdam takes the crumb. Beautifully done as he got it across to Sturt. He has a look, uses the handball well to McGoran. Out of his back pocket, he's come up a long way to get that. Burke around the corner, sends it back long. Lounder playing that behind the kick play well. Behind the kick position well. Takes the ball. Pretty mobile for his size. Bubner now. Good athlete. There's a brawl behind play. Herrera and Argus want to destroy each other. Well, they might just do that alone in the back pocket. That's okay as we go on with play. And underneath it is Tony McCarthy. Not a problem there. Gee, the punches are going left and right and left and right, and nobody's going to stop it. I don't believe that. Line it. It's still going. He's going to strangle him now, Argus. This will finish him off completely. Oh, incredible. They've decided that better sense that they might get on with the play. We will too. Mandamaker underneath it. O'Keefe goes to ground. McGlashan there. He gets the crumb. He'll be chased down by Chaplin. Gets the handball away. Got it off to Johns. He in turn to Russell. Good kick getter in the first quarter. He'll send it back and long. Up to the 50-metre mark. Out they come. Lee can't take it. Back of the pack. Herrera goes without it, or at least Hanley goes without it. Lee is caught. That'll be holding the man. It's a free kick to the back pocket player for the Dogs.
I think he just had the tackle on a little long. Lee had got rid of the football, and he certainly made it evident to the umpire that he was being hung on to. And, well, the handball backs a shocker to Buckley. Put him under pressure. He's got a handball to himself, and the ball finishes up out of play. Not one of the smarter moves out of defence. A kick would have been better. 5-2 to 1-1 into the second quarter. The Blues turn to kick with the breeze. Argus is going to come in against Lounder for the throw-in. Lounder obviously with a height, back cleverly to McAdam. In terms, Sturt thought about Krieg, but kicks long to the half-forward line. Mandamaker's up there. With him is Richter. The handball out, Lean it. Oh, McAdam through. Beautifully done to Len, and also well done by Richter, who smothers the ball off the boot, and the ball then beats them both out of play. 5-2 to 1-1. The breeze is not all that strong. Certainly goals are kickable to the northern end. Lean it, hooks it around looking for Russell, who had 10 handballs in the first quarter. Not a kick. So certainly he got the player, got the ball, but couldn't find his boot. A bounce down on the half-forward left flank. The Dogs in attack.
Instructions from Higgins obviously revolve around moving the ball on quickly, and handball's a big part of that. They've been a trifle reckless at times, Sturt, but I don't criticise them for that. I think that's important that they just take risks and risks and risks to make the opposition run at them and try and set something up. Mandamaker with the ball. He pumps it in long. Chaplin there, and Keith goes over the line with him for another throw-in. Half-forward line. Close to the 50-metre line. Grant Coffey in your screen will do the ruck work forward of centre. Lander will set himself up behind the play. Throw in fell short. O'Keefe took it. And he was free-kicked. Mark O'Keefe playing at half-back, centre half-back. In fact, the kick is Lounders. Did it well, the big fella. 2 grabs. He lost it for a little while. That's Philip Lounder across the centre of the ground. Greg Smith, he's allowed to play on his trip. Free kick. He won't wait, though. He'll go into McAdam. The umpire decides that it's not to advantage of the side. That's good umpiring. And it'll be taken back. Greg Smith, the fiery utility for the Dogs. Sets it up to the front of the square. The place to be for a catch. Oh, and they've got one too. It's either lean it. No, it's not. It's lean it or McCarthy it is. Number 2. Argus. Scholl around the body. Left foot. Straight to Bubner, though. If the big fella can get around, he can. Playing well in defence. Seems to have found his spot. 5th kick for Bubner. Mandamaker took it well. He decided to stay there. He thought about playing on, but not much opposition around the place. 6 kicks for Mandamaker. He's kicked 1 goal. 1 goal, 1 in fact. I wouldn't back him from there, although he's a prodigious kick. He'll be kicking off at the 50-metre line. And he'd want his absolute best as he's going across the breeze or across and against it. It's a beautiful kick, though. Magnificent kick. Not quite. Great effort, Daisy.
Yeah, did you see the ball climbs there, Neville? That once it got above the cantilever, it just really, like it hit a brick wall. Had he kept it lower, he would have made the distance. But as you say, a marvellous kick. McCarthy, short to the outer side. Shell, back towards centre. Well taken there by Bastian. Bastian on the half-back line to set the Blues over the centre line. Another interchange. We find Reynolds having his first run for the afternoon as Leonard goes to the bunker. Good mark by Lounder. Gee, he's having a good game, the big fellow. Across to Sturt. He needs a runner. Comes out wide to Scott Lee, who's come right upfield to provide the play. Lynn got up very early. Through comes Reynolds. Going to have his first kick. Oh, the big fella's confident. Has a bounce. What's he going to do now? Finally kicks to the half-forward line. Out comes Argus. He's got to get a free kick. No, the umpire didn't see it that way, or has he? Play on is the call. Russell, maybe he played to advantage. He shouldn't have, because Russell kicked it straight to Lounder, in turn Lee. He doesn't know where to go. Sturt back in defence. Chips up high towards centre wing. Reynolds ought to take this. David and Goliath as Lynn came to meet him. Now that's a high tackle, and that will go to Whittlesey.
Very cleverly got that, Whittlesey, and he gave it back to Burke. Burke's kick is straight to centre half forward. Underneath it, Bubner through strongly. Giving it off for the Dogs was McGoran. Forward they go. Centre wing now. Russell did that well. Stayed at the task, got it off to Burke. They have another opportunity now. In they go. Oh, Johns put one down. If he'd taken that, he would have been shooting for goal. Good defensive work. Chaplin to Bubner. Oh, they get out of it now. McCadam couldn't go anywhere. Lounder goes to ground. Another opportunity. Shell puts it forward. Out in the lead, Turner goes without it. Hanley, Sturt, and the Dogs are cleared.
Sturt kicks long up towards the half-back line. O'Keefe will get back there first. Well shepherded by Reynolds. O'Keefe, undecided where to go, finally gives a chance. Centre field to Bastian. Richter is the runner, doesn't want him. Out comes Bonner, and Bonner's got the football. Well done, Sturt. That was good play as they went to their half-forward line. And now a chance to Bonner, or for Bonner to kick a goal from the 50-metre mark. Wind assisted, Derek Bonner. His first kick for the afternoon. Let's hope for Sturt. It's a good one. He's certainly settling down, not really rushing, as he heads towards the golf course end. Nice looking kick, and that's home for all money. Well done. Sturt have got their second on the board.
Good work by Bastian. He got the ball in the centre of the ground. He was going to give it off, but decided that he was free and should kick it himself. There's nothing wrong with that. He had plenty of time to get organised and go forward. Bonner came out on a lead, and the kick was beautifully put. If you can remember the kick, it didn't go in low and hard. It was just set up in front of Bonner, and it made it very, very easy for him to adjust his pace and his direction and take it easily.
At the bounce. The Dogs by 20 points. Lounder against Reynolds. Once again, Lounder gets the tap away. Mandamaker used his body well, and he's going to get it free for a high tackle, or maybe just for being tackled when he didn't have the football. Whatever, he's got it now. Left foot's a long one, up towards Coffey. Coffey's going to get the set again. Over the top came O'Keefe. Hocking with the pace. Will need support from there. Chips around the corner. Brilliantly done. And he finds Girdham at the 45-metre mark. It was 3-on-1 in that pocket, and Hocking had nowhere to go except back in field. Girdham might be struggling at this distance. It's a nice looking kick. Has hit the wall, going to drop quickly, and at the back Reynolds concedes the point. Gee, the big fella unloaded that like a hot brick, and that takes the Dogs on now to 5-4. Sturt is 2-1.
Girdham in your screen. Undecided which side to come. Decides to go towards Johns. Burke overruns it. Good quick work. Girdham. Chaplin in high. O'Keefe taps it down. Gives the opportunity back to Whittlesey. He has a look and decides just to put it long towards centre wing. Oh, good contest, Sturt and Bonner. Out comes Sturt. He gives it off to Krieg, and in long it goes again. Players set themselves, but it's a beautiful catch by Mandamaker. He's playing good football at half forward at the moment, giving the Dogs something all the time. Good high marking, runs into space well. And, we know he can kick goals. He's been doing that for years. He's only 25 metres out. Let's ride it with him, kicking into this breeze. He very nearly made one just shortly before over a much greater distance. Yes, the breeze brings it back. That's his second goal on Nine's Widewater Sports.
I was about to make a remark that Sturt had done pretty well in keeping the playmakers of the Dogs quiet. Chaplin, Ghazi and Hocking hadn't done a great deal, not like they did last week when they absolutely slaughtered the opposition. And then suddenly Girdham gets into the game, and Krieg is starting to also get on top of Johns at centre. And then it was Krieg who put in the pass to Mandamaker, and that was the end of the section. He booted his second, and they lead now by 27 points.
Lounder will come from the right of your screen. Big David Reynolds gets the knock to ground. Out of the centre, Krieg. The ball is high. Underneath it, O'Keefe, and he takes a good, strong mark. He's still done some good things besides Mandamaker kicking 2 goals. So's this man, Big Lounder. He's played well behind the play. His kick is poor going forward. Tony Lynn gives it over. Again, it's Lounder. Back to Lynn is good. Over to Krieg. The handball to Krieg is a shocker. Playing around with it a little now. Smith goes without it. Maybe a free kick. None. Berg. Opportunity now if they can get a hold of it. Moschetti through. If it sits for him, is a chance. Out comes Argus to help. Chips back. Oh, but underneath it, going the wrong way. Here's McGorran, and he takes a good steadying mark. On his left boot, changes the play. He's got people out here if he wants them. Sturt, now Lee. The run is good by the Dogs. Ghazi will be on the end of this. Been remarkably quiet, Ghazi, for this first part of the game. He's got Whittlesey. He'll do well to get around here. Whittlesey forced the error. Beautifully done. Hocking gets it over in turn to, that was Sturt, in turn to Mandamaker. He's caught, intercepted on that occasion by McGlashan, and they're out of trouble.
Argus underneath the football towards centre wing. In goes Russell, a raider over the top, and the umpire will come and ball it up. 6-4 to 2-1, 12 minutes into the second quarter. Umpire Graham Schultz in screen. Developing into a good contest now that the Blues are getting into the game. They weren't for the first 20 minutes. Argus over the top, Lounder, Russell through. Back now to Johns around the corner, and that will be all the Dogs as Hereda takes the easy defensive mark. Hanley developed into a good half-back flanker. Perhaps most of his time with the Dogs in the forward division. Mandamaker went out in a hurry. Shell's got the football. Looks for runner Johns. Got to get round Lounder. Lost the football. Quickly in Moss Kenny. Wants support. Shell again clear. Out comes Bonner. Brilliantly done, and Sturt is starting to look better. Bonner's got the football. He will kick from the 40-metre mark once he gets rid of the mouth guard as it goes into the jocks. And Bonner, wind assisted, will boot towards the golf course end. He's already booted one, and it was a brilliant kick. Straight as an arrow. It's only his second kick, and another goal would be fine. On the left leg, it's coming back, and he's got it. 2 for 2. What a goal. His second, and it's 3-1 to 6-4 on Nine's Wide World of Sports.
Oh, he did that well, Derek Bonner. Was a good lead, but the credit probably lies further up the field with young Scholl. He could have bounced in and had a shot at goal himself. He had the breeze behind him, and he could have run in over 50, and with a running kick might have made the distance. He saw Bonner on a lead, and he really punched one down his throat. It was a great kick, good catch and good goal.
The Dogs by 21 points. They led by 25 at quarter time. 14 minutes into the second. Oh, Reynolds got up high, but he gave it straight to Smith. He tumbles a punt kick up towards the lead of Coffey. Coffey couldn't find it. Oh, Chaplin, this is going to be a gift goal as he runs in. Oh, smothered off the boot. He's going to have another goal. Oh, brilliant follow-up. What luck in the end. His first kick was a shocker, smothered by McGlashan, off the ground for his second goal.
He did that very, very well indeed. And good reflexes. We're just bringing the oxygen to Daisy on that one. But he got back into the play after that first one was smothered. Did the very, very reflex thing of off the ground. It paid dividends for him, and it was a great goal for his second.
Well, they certainly lift players, they lift teams, and they lift the commentators. At the bounce, it's Lounder against Reynolds. Got the tap away out towards Turner. Geez, quick this fellow. Round the corner towards Bauer on the half-forward line. He hasn't got the football. Hereda back in defence. McAdam, cleverly done. Back now to Hocking. Hocking can come out to Sturt. That's where he goes. And Swert's got it check side of the centre line. Sturt to put the Dogs into attack again. On the left leg, he goes long. Mandamaker, O'Keefe over the top. Ghazi in for the crumbs. He'll need a runner. There it is in Krieg. He floats one out to Smith. McCarthy getting back on his McGlashan, who's got more pace than Smith as he heads to the line. And there Smith forces him to ball it over that line for a throw-in on the half-forward right flank for the Dogs.
Greg Smith in your screen. Man to make a number 33. He'll jump against number 5, David Reynolds. Interchanges. Walensky goes onto the ground for Derek, not for Derek Bonner, for Darren Bauer. Back with play, Moschetti. Bad handball to him, but it's Bubner who picks it up and sends the Dogs forward. Sturt tried to tap it forward, but intercepted beautifully by McGlashan as he sends the Blues into a half-forward area. Good defensive work. Oh, my God. Oh, he nearly killed McGorran, but got it out. Oh, dear me. Desperate work. Hanley caught with the ball. He's got the big fella to look after him, though. That's Lounder. He'll chip short. This is Lynn. At half-forward, over 50 metres. Greg Smith's the target. Underneath it, Burke gets back, and what a great defensive mark.
Yes, timed that one beautifully, very strong. Too tall for Smith. Burke returns the ball. It's 2-on-1 back there. Russell's the lone one for the Blues. Hocking used his body well, maybe illegally, to Smith. Wants the double play. No. Smith goes in long. Mandamaker and Coffey. Coffey over the top. Mandamaker in front. Needs support. Doesn't get it. Hooks around the corner and buckles a beautiful goal. He boots his third. And the Dogs go on their merry way. 8-4 to 3-1 on Nine's Wide World of Sports.
Good piece of work by the big fella. He's a real thorn in the Blues' defence at the moment, doing everything right in attack. This second quarter, he's booted 2 goals into the breeze and all but kicked a third, which landed right on the line off the 50-metre mark. He's really in form. He's firing for the Dogs, and that's important to their future.
Dead right. The Dogs eke out their lead now to 33 points. In fact, their biggest of the game. At the bounce, it's Lounder who's playing a superb game down to Krieg. Screws a high one to the half-forward line. Chaplin looking for it. So too is Richter, who did it well, but now he's under pressure. Umpire's going to come in and ball it up on the half-forward line or inside the half-forward line for the Dogs. 8-4 to 3-1. Since the Dogs have had Mandamaker at centre half-forward and Coffey at full forward firing, they've looked a different combination. Mandamaker got up, or was it Bubner? Mandamaker it was. Back to Krieg, who'll need support. Gets it from Ghazi. Chaplin's out wide, and that's where the ball will end. Back to Ghazi. No, thought about him on the double play. Chaplin from 45 won't chip this one. Puts it across the front of goal, and it's Coffey with the chance. Before, Chaplin tried to keep it under the breeze, and that's when McGlashan intercepted and he socketed that brilliant goal. That time he put it up, and you can see why. He chose the first time to keep it low because the breeze took it right away and across the face of goal. In fact, Coffey can't find it. He's returned it to Ghazi. Well, it's kick for kick at the moment in the Dog forward line.
They must think they're at training. Ghazi, what will he do? Chip off. Didn't come off, though. Opportunity for, looked like Lynn there. He's the player that shepherded so well for Mandamaker just minutes ago to allow him to score. Moschetti to Johns was very good play. The kick is poor. Oh, it puts young Scholl under a lot of pressure. He's down and hurt. From half forward, or at half forward for the Dogs. Smith gets it. Gives over to put Sturt under a lot of pressure. Now it's Hocking if he can get free. McAdam with a chance. He wanted to play on. In fact, he was off. He was off. Oh, that's a bad decision. Yes, I'd agree with you, Kim, too. I'd be yelling and screaming myself. McAdam was, he was gone. Second kick, but he's had 6 handballs, and he's 45 metres out. He'll kick probably close to the 50-metre line. Into the breeze will be his best to get there. Gilbert McAdam. Great player. Mandamaker, he just puts it up for him. Oh, that's beautiful understanding. The kick wasn't good. The lead was there. But Mandamaker just judged it beautifully. He let the players run past him. They were all a bit too concerned about him rather than the ball. And the big fella had no trouble securing it in his hands. He has a bounce behind play just to make sure that the thing is up tight. 5 marks and 10 kicks. Good performance at half forward. Really had the better of O'Keefe. And he comes. He has 3 goals, 2 this quarter. Oh, mark him down for another one. That's a beauty. That's his 4th goal on Nine's Wide World of Sports.
Well done, Rudy Mandamaker. He's playing superb football at centre half forward. Gilbert McAdam was a little lucky. He thought he was off. I think everybody did except the umpire, but you know, they're the things that go your way. The umpire gave him the benefit of the doubt, which was fair enough. And he chose not to shoot at goal, unselfishly put it up. As Rocky said, it wasn't the best pass you've ever seen, but the two Sturt defenders misread it, and Mandamaker took the mark for an easy goal. And he's got his fourth, 9-4 to 3-1, and we've played 21 minutes of the second quarter, and it's the Dogs by 39 points.
Kevin Higgins has made a change. He's put his son Sturt Higgins on Mandamaker to try and quell his influence at half forward. Big knock, Chaplin through, Ghazi to ground. Working hard in there, Shull. Whittlesey. Now Whittlesey might be on the ball. He might just be sick of waiting back in that back pocket. Try and work that out for you in a minute, but he's well and truly up the ground, Greg Whittlesey, and that might suggest he's having a run on the ball. Now Shull gets it out from the centre pack. Opportunity for O'Keefe. He's right up forward now. Walensky plays it well. No free kick. Good umpiring around the corner. Bonner, that'll land very close in the square. Here's an opportunity, just a little wide though. The wind caught it and drifted it to the left of the post. So the Blues now 3-2-20. They trail Central 9-4-58.
Yeah, I'm just trying to find out. I reckoned at one stage that Whittlesey was on Ghazi, and I thought Whittlesey may have followed him upfield, but Whittlesey's on Lynn at the moment, and we've got Shell on Ghazi. Whatever. They're swapping positions. O'Keefe's there. Gets it out to Russell. The running player is Argus. Hooks around the corner. It's all the Dogs. And, gee, that man Swirt's in the action again. To Lee. What a marvellous season he's having. Puts it out in front of Girdham. On the half-back line, McAdam. Moss Kenny gets tunnelled. Getting back in defence, it's Burke. Got a bit of pace, the red-headed one, but smothered off the boot. McGlashan under pressure. Moss Kenny, Burke. At centre wing, drives it long to the half-forward liner. Up there, it's McGoran. This lad likes to get in and get the ball. Lee under pressure. Taken off him now by Bastian. Slung over. Here's a chance. Johns wants a runner. O'Keefe's not the man. He was guarded. Back to Bastian. They're working hard for it. O'Keefe again. Floats it in handily against the tide. The bounce will determine. Back there is Buckley. Unloaded. Argus through. Hooks towards goal. The bounce will determine. But it's not Sturt's afternoon at the moment. And it's only a point off the boot of Gary Argus. That takes Sturt now on to 3-3. The Dogs are 9-4.
Would have been a lucky one, but you take them where you can get them. Bounce just didn't suit. They need to do some work. Another goal at least before half-time. Otherwise they'll go in just over 6 goals down, and that's a fair margin to catch, particularly when the next quarter is against the Breeze. And the kick in is for the Dogs well and truly wide, and I don't think that David Buckley would be very happy with that. Hubner will give it back to O'Keefe, and the big fella now playing I believe in a forward pocket will put it back in. Oh no, he won't. He'll chip it short. Bonner was the target. Went past that player. Now opportunity. Bastian around the corner, or is that Walensky? Either way, it's a Walensky goal.
Yes, the big fellow did it well, and he's pretty pleased. He probably came upon the ball rather by surprise. I don't think he thought he was going to get it initially, and when he did come through the pack, he found he's out on his lonesome. His first kick produced a goal, and certainly Sturt needed them at this time. We're approaching time on of the second quarter, and that's only their fourth goal. They trail 4-3 to 9-4, and that's a difference now of 31 points.
Lounder will come from the right of your screen. Leonard's done well against him, and he does again. Moskini decides the punch is the good thing. Leonard beautifully done to get it to Scholl. He got it out of the centre almost single-handedly, but it's read nicely by Handley. His chip short is good to the other left footer in Sturt. He's got McAdam forward of him, and McAdam will run. Turner will run him down if he's not careful, but he knows that and gets the kick away beautifully to find Smith. He's deep and wide, decides to centre the ball to open the goals, does it well. The kick's too high for the player. I think that was Handley up the ground. Coming away from it, McGoran. Argus underneath it. Ball at the back of the plaque. Trolley pack. That's Scott Lee. He runs through, does it brilliantly. Having a great season, is he, the back pocket player? He's kicks to centre wing. Sturt tries to keep it in. Hocking can't, and the boundary umpire will get into the action as Kevin Higgins ponders the afternoon. And I don't think With that look that he's very happy with actions at all.
Well, he's down by 31 points. I don't think that would actually thrill any coach. Shell under pressure. In goes Turner. And the umpire's going to ball it up at centre wing. 26 minutes gone of the second quarter. And the Blues really haven't taken advantage of the breeze because the Dogs have eked out a longer lead. Yeah, it is a bit of a worry. Stephen Trigg there with him. Lean it. McAdam to the half-forward line. Smith. Oh, Chaplin, that's beautiful done. Off goes Coffey. The kick's a shocker. It should have been a better. It would have been a soda. Well played in defence, McGlashan. He should get a free kick. He hasn't got the football, but the umpire's going to ball it up. McGlashan, rather nice to the umpire. Just gave him a black look. A bounce on the half-forward line. The Dogs in attack. Gurdon was the only one who got his hands on the football. Getting back in defence there, it was Johns. He's under pressure from Gurdon, and once more the umpire will ball it up.
27 plays 58, 31-point advantage to the Dogs. Strong breeze blowing in favour of the Blues. Burke now. Turner, well spoilt. Sturt was the man who did that. Johns gets it out. Finds Whittlesey. He goes long. Up towards half forward. Well spoilt by Bubner on O'Keefe. Bastian comes out with it. The chip's short. Oh, it's a bad kick. He was looking for Bonner, but it's over that player's head. And he'll give away the free kick as David Buckley plays it well. He's got players to the grandstand side. That'll switch the play. He opts to do that. Lounder. Oh, and McGorran, but the kick is poor and he's upset with himself. So he should be. It was an opportunity to run the ball down the ground.
Close to half-time at Football Park. The Dogs by 31 points. Throw in the full forward right pocket for Sturt. They'd love another goal or maybe two before the end of the quarter. Hereda gets it back to Gurdon around the corner. Turner against Sturt. Turner's got the football and immediately tried a Russell Ebert handball or something handball and put it out of play. Sturt looks just a little bit the worse for wear. He's just a bit gimpy there as he comes up. Hereda in the action. Hocking with the pace. Oh, he breaks away, took a dangerous bounce, got away with it. Krieg, Sturt again, got to beat Burke. Up to man to make up. Chaplin, the running player is Smith. If it sits for him, he's got a chance. He got a shocking bounce. And it was Richter who took it over the line. A throw in on the half-forward left flank for the Dogs.
Unlucky bounce for Greg Smith, but almost bounced in reverse. Mandamaker puts it down to Lynn. Nice tap. Who's held will get a free kick. That's Chaplin, not Lynn. Number 4, Gavin Chaplin. Always wears the long sleeve jumper. Well, most of when I see him, he does. High, over the back they come, and it's the crumb that we're interested in now. That's Burke who gets it. He puts it back towards half forward. Shell there. Radbone it is, I should say. Plenty of pace, plenty of skills, can't get away. Hereda to ground. Walensky gets it out. Handley's there. Johns, oh, he is absolutely besieged. It's Scott Lee that got him in the end. Gurdon comes in to help out. They're ferocious, the Dogs. They're players around the ball. They've got plenty of numbers, and anything Sturt do, they're being frustrated with good attention and fine football from the Dogs. 29.5 minutes gone at the bounce. Siren sounds, half-time at Football Park. The Dogs in control. 9-4-58 to Sturt 4-3-27. The Dogs have got a 31-point advantage as we commence the second half here at Footy Park. 9-4 plays 4-3. And the Dogs again to kick with a breeze in this third quarter. Lounder gets the tap away towards Argus. They can't find it out there. Johns goes with Sturt. Sturt under pressure. Going through strongly, however, now is Burke. On the left leg, comes out wide. That's well put. And making a metre is no, not Walensky. There's two blonde-headed boys out there. It's Bastian, this one. He drives up looking for Walensky. He's in the middle of the pack. Here comes Radbone. Shoots for goal. And oh, he's just offline for a point. He got it. I thought the umpire said he'd missed it. And that's a brilliant goal and a great start to Sturt in the second half. We know him to be a quick player, and that was a very good example of just how his pace works for him. Took the ball on the run, and beautiful attack at the goals. Very confidently put it in there. Went close to the left-hand point post, and that's probably why Daisy thought it wasn't a goal, but luckily snuck through for him for his first. The Blues 5th.
Bad news for dog fans. Rudy Mandermaker hasn't come out of the change rooms. He came up for air at the start as they came back onto the turf, and then he immediately went back into the change rooms, and he's not even sitting in the bunker at the moment. And according to the dogs, to our cameraman, or the dogs trainers to our cameraman, he's only slightly bruised. That's bad news if that's the case, and he takes no further part because he's booted 4 goals and he's a key figure for the dogs.
He had a big first half and a great second quarter when he kicked those 3 goals. Kicked one in the first. McGorran now with an opportunity. He straightens up, has a look. Chaplin there. So too Richter. Richter does well to dig the ball over the boundary line and defend for Sturt. There he is, strong-looking player. Throw in. Work will be done by Ingerson and Leanett. Ingerson got the knockdown, but Burke's there. Through strongly Ingerson again. Gird him around the corner. Oh, chanced his arm, McGlashan, and nearly got away with it. He still got possession. He did that well. Went out to meet the ball. Whittlesey to Johns. His good running play. Out comes Bonner on a jump. Can't quite take it. Had 2 grabs at it. Lee kicks the ball back to the centre of the ground. It's a booming kick. Oh, nicely taken by Russell. Got it on to Whittlesey. Argus is running forward. Now they go into their forward line well, the Blues, but they find it hard to score. Bonner in a jump. Dive at the ball. Can't take it. The crowd don't like it. Lee handballs it off the ground. Argus is there again. Out strongly came Handley. Opportunity now for Johns. In goes Walensky. They want holding the ball on Lee, but they won't get it. He's had a great season, the man in your screen, number 12 for the Dogs, Scotty Lee, originally from Hawthorn. Enjoying his best season ever, and must be a wild card for the medal.
Mandermaker's come back from the change rooms. He's gone into the bunker. He's just putting on a dressing gown as Hocking gets the kick away. Up towards Ingerson, who's on the ground, of course, playing in place of Mandermaker. Lynn's well played to Chaplin. Richter's got to make a metre. Chaplin too quick. Russell's not going to run him down. Puts it on its way, and that's a great goal. Brilliant goal to Chaplin. Kick 11, goal 3. And the Dogs answer the challenge in the early minutes of the second half.
Well, his 3rd goal. He's been a busy boy on the ball and around the goals. He's an opportunist. He takes the ball beautifully at ground level. He's very clean with his skills, and he's obviously not scared to have a shot at goal. It's a good score from a rover, particularly it's only 3 minutes into the 3rd quarter. Between him and Ghazi, they've done a good job. Hocking is often used as a 3rd rover as well. Pretty powerful small man division.
You're dead right. Leanett against Lounder at the centre bounce. Lounder had a brilliant first half. This time the bounce favours Leanett. Couldn't get it to anyone. Krieg. Lounder through, cleverly tapped to Smith. Smith should go to Ghazi. Ghazi now should go to the open goal. Puts it on its way, and he's just offline for a point. Maybe had he come back the other way onto his right boot, but he went back on the left and couldn't hook the ball back far enough. A point to the Dogs, takes them on to 10-5. Sturt is 5-3.
Argus has got the sit on McAdam and takes advantage of it. Gives off to Moskini. He uses his pace to go down the boundary grandstand side. Oh, in front position with a good mark is Robert Hanley, who's under plenty of pressure from Bastian, but managed to hold on to it with 2 or 3 grabs. Long kick to half forward. McGlashan is there for the Blues. So is Stuart Higgins. In between them, they see the ball out of bounds for defence. There's Big Rudy, number 33, as Ian told you, emerged from half-time, out onto the track, but quickly disappeared down to the bunker and change rooms, and now back in the bunker, and probably doesn't look like he'll take any more part in the game. Defensive kick, opportunity for Russell. Good strong football by Kim Russell as he goes long. Well, Lownder's been a good player around the field today as he gives it off to Hocking, twists and turns as he always does, puts it back high. Pressure on the... Oh, I was going to say pressure on the Dogs. Kim Russell there to stay underneath that ball as they clear. Kim Russell's through the centre of the ground. He gives the opportunity to Whittlesey. Not a good one, though. But Sturt does a magnificent job to beat Turner and Whittlesey together. Gives it off to Smith. Smith loses his footing, goes to ground, chips it off the ground to give Chaplin an opportunity. Richter goes to ground, caught by McAdam. Chaplin now, can he kick his fourth? Gets it over in turn to Lynn. He goes towards goal. That's his second, and the Dogs make amends on Nine's Wide World of Sports.
Gee, Chaplin's paces are worried to Sturt now. He's just too quick for them. He got run down in the end, but still could get the handball away. And finally it came to Lynn, who's proved a very damaging player for the Dogs on his half-forward line. Only 5 kicks for the afternoon, but he's booted 2 goals, and he's won a group of those smaller players who know where the goals are, and he's certainly a dangerous player. The Dogs now 11-5, Sturt 5-3 on Nine's Wide World of Sports.
Back in the centre of the ground, Lounder sets himself from the left, Leanett from the right. Leanett gets the knock. Done pretty well in ruck today. Forward they go. Opportunity though for McAdam to defend for the Dogs. He looks left and right and finally decides to come to the grandstand wing. His target was Tony Lynn. Almost looked like he was going to go down the bunk. Had enough for one day, he said. I'll leave the rest to you. Throw in centre wing.
Lounder, lean it over the top. Back there to Richter. Oh, the handball's a shocker. Chaplin, Lynn. The Dogs in again. Ghazi behind, in front. Solid mark, McGlashan. And he takes a good mark inside the half-back line. McGlashan, not a lot of movement there for him. He comes out to Shell, sets him up a little bit. Argus in. He's off the back line, off the forward line now. Having a run in ruck, no doubt. Moss Kenny thought about Argus in the double play. Finally, the handball away was too slow, lost it. Bastian at centre wing to put the Blues into attack to the half-forward line. Bauer couldn't. Coming through strongly. Smith gives a chance. Chaplin. Out goes Coffey! Brilliantly put. Chaplin is absolutely slaughtering Sturt at the moment. 19 possessions to date. And on that one, it was perfect to Coffey. Coffey's taken 4 marks. He's booted 2 goals, and that makes it 3. Central 12-5, Sturt 5-3 on Nine's Wide World of Sports.
Good goal to Coffey. His third. He kicked 2 in the first quarter. Didn't have much of the action against the Breeze in the second quarter. All the action was with Mandamaker as he kicked his 3. But as we said earlier in the day, he is a good player at full forward. He gets to put, gets around the ground a little bit. He's a good jump. He's got good skills. Probably the only criticism has been the up and down, or the oscillating effect of his form. If he can control that, he'll be a very good player for Central District.
The Dogs by 44 points. Thumped away by Lounder to the half-forward line. Comes out towards McAdam at centre wing. Under good pressure there from Moss Kenny. But the talents of the Magarey medalists get it back now to Krieg. Krieg sets it up for Lynn again, who's going to have to work hard. Turner getting back for the Blues. G's got some pace. Too strong there for Sturt as he kicks the ball. He's got no one really to kick it to. And the ball goes to the line and beats Girdham and Burke out of play. Mandamaker trying to warm up. I don't know whether he's going to come back, as Rocky said.
Well, he obviously has a chance to come back, but whilst the score lies heavily in Central favour, there's absolutely no reason to risk him, given that we're on the trail into the season and Central are now heading towards a finals berth. If they're going to do any good in the finals, they have to have him. Argus works hard. Smith goes in there aggressively, as he always does, and we'll have a bounce. Neil Curley on the phone. Just relaying a message. I wouldn't be surprised if he's checking on the condition of Mandamaker. We'll soon see if the runner goes out from the bunker. Well, no, it wasn't that. Opportunity now for Whittlesey. It gets away from him as the runner leaves the bunker, so he obviously knows the condition of Mandamaker. It's about something else. To half forward they go. Opportunity, beautifully crumbed by Hocking. He goes wide to find Sturt. He's a natural left footer. It's an overturn for Turner. Beautifully got back for the Blues. But once again, no support. There is not a player within 60 metres forward of Turner. And the Blues, honestly, do it so easily, so badly when they've got possession. They just don't work to get into position. McAdam now works hard. Argus, Moschetti there. Sturt gets it up. Beautifully intercepted by Moschetti. Russell, he too's got absolutely nobody to kick to. I don't know what players down the ground are thinking about. If they win possession, they've got to be the next player in line. Stuart Higgins jumps, puts it down, knocks it forward. Good solid work. Richter, opportunity for Smith. He belts it towards goal and he's offline.
Yeah, Sturt players well out of position. The runner's gone out now from the bunker to find out just exactly who should be playing where, or try to get them back in their position. But it's no use the defenders getting the ball if all they can see is a wall of dog players up there waiting for it to come out. McCarthy goes out towards the outer side. Turner over the top. He's a leaper, hocking through leg. The umpire said accidental or whatever. Richter back there. Girdham to Sturt on the left leg. Hooks around the corner, but he's going to be well offline and registers another point. The Dogs doing all the attacking now, but the Sturt defence hanging on pretty well. 12-7, plays 5-3, 12 minutes into the second half.
McCarthy to bring the ball back into play. He searches for Higgins. The kick is offline. He goes straight to number 57. There's Anthony Ingerson. Good player, Ingerson. Good strong left footer. Lean athlete. Played centre half forward. Generally in the forward area. Steers it towards goal. Tried for a bit of distance there and suffered a little accuracy. Not unusual. 12 minutes gone in the third quarter. And it's the Dogs by 46 points.
No real dead pocket to kick into with the wind coming straight due north. And so they're going to go, they change sides, but straight down ground this time. Smith never really got off. Turner well sharked at the back of the pack. Puts it up to the half-forward line. Looking up there for Walensky. He's going to get the free kick rather than the mark. No, not Walensky. It's Bastian. Bastian at centre wing. Goes in short. On the lead there was Bauer. Needs a running player. No, didn't use him as he hooks around the corner. Argus is going to have to make a metre. Raider comes down. Good tackle put on him. Quickly in. Bastian again. Straightens up. Smothered off the boot there by Bubner. Hereda with a chance to clear. Chaplin, the runner is Bubner. They won't catch him as he bolts off. Drives long up towards the other side. It is going to be Girdham. McAdam's the runner. Girdham shrugs the tackle, puts it up in the air. Coffey on a long lead. He'll need to sit here. Doesn't get it. In comes Hocking. Gets it back to Smith. Open goal. 30 metres out. And misses again. Well, frustrated, disappointed he is. He's missed 2 sitters in the last 3 minutes. And all he can do this time is record another point for the Dogs.
Good play by Girdham through the centre of the ground, and then by Hocking to get the ball over to Smith. He was dead centre of the goal, was running into the open one and should have made it his first. Ingerson with an opportunity, sets it up. That's beautiful play by Anthony Ingerson. Lifted his head, could have easily have gone to goal, but decided to chip short and make good use of it. He deserves a pat on the head for that one. And number 10, Roger Girdham heads towards goal. They're making a mess of their forward play. Well, their conversion at least. They're setting up well, but not finishing it off.
Sturt is making another move. Reynolds is coming on. And it's going to be Higgins off, Stuart Higgins off. Argus, good mark. Thought about Whittlesey, but he's going back to kick it longer. Reynolds quickly in the action, takes a mark on the half-back line. 12-10 to 5-3. Sturt started this quarter brilliantly with a goal in the first 45 seconds, but they haven't raised the yelp since then. Argus, big leap up there by O'Keefe, not successful. Krieg will go in short. Now it's Sturt. Sturt's got time to have a look. Out goes Ghazi on a long lead, and that's where the ball finishes. Well, Saad Ghazi's had a very quiet afternoon, I can tell you. It's only his 5th kick. He's had a handball as well, but he's been well held there by Shell, and we think at some stage Whittlesey's been on him, but whatever. Normally a prolific kick winner. Ghazi's got 27 goals for the season. That just made it 28. The Dogs are 13-10, Sturt 5-3 on 9's Wide World of Sports.
Well, he has had a quiet afternoon, but he's normally fairly busy. And along with their other two, Lynn and Hocking, their small man brigade has been hurting Sturt. They really haven't got a heck of a lot to match it or go with it. And his goal is his first, and Sturt's, or at least Central's, 13th.
Reynolds has gone to centre-half back on Ingerson. Unusual place for big Reynolds to be. Leanard against Lounder at the ruck. Line ball, that one may be Lounder. Johns against the tide. Quickly in there's Bastian, but straight to Lounder. Lounder tumbles one. Ghazi out on a long lead. Going through McGlashan. Puts the ball towards the line. It's all McAdam. McGlashan's got some pace. McAdam works the ball towards Ghazi. Burke can't get it. Smith under pressure. Now Ghazi. McAdam the runner. Whittlesy's going to cut him off at the pass. Reynolds through. Back to Burke. Burke under pressure. Shell, he's under pressure as well. Hocking against the tide. McGlashan in. Gee, it's hard work out there. Shell over the top, and the umpire's going to have to come and ball it up. And the bodies were going in helter-skelter there for no result whatsoever.
Umpires today are Graham Schutz and David Weston. Ingerson over the top, gets the knock. Beautifully taken by Burke. He's been good in defence today. One of Sturt's better players there as he goes long. This player's been good for the Dogs too. And this one, Hocking and Lounder combine well together to send the Dogs back into attack. Oh, big leap by Coffey. Nicely taken by Turner. He goes back to McGlashan. He's got Bonner wide or Russell. Goes in between both of them all. Dear me. Scotty Lee has just about killed himself and another player out there. Mad and crazy attack on the ball. Sturt. Shell with it now as they go forward, the Blues. They'll be one man to their advantage forward because Scotty Lee certainly won't be there. Radbone can't get through. Bastian makes the tackle. Herrera with an opportunity. He sets up, has a look, goes backwards. His choice of players back there was Krieg. He got it from Handley. Short to McAdam is good. And they're in control. Scotty Lee is up on his feet.
He got shirt-fronted by his own player, Rocky, which was Stephen Sturt, and they both went straight for the ball, eyes on it, but gee, it hurt.
Indeed it did, and I thought he would have done more damage than he has. Burke comes out with it, gives it to Shell, and the Sturt team go forward again to the agency. Oh, I thought he would have taken that Bastian. Handley with an opportunity, goes wide. This time Scotty Lee, and he finds Smith.
Well, he hasn't lost his bearings. The pass was good. Lounder will get it over to Hocking. Hocking's got time to take it home for lunch. Kicks in long. He's offline. Coffey can't quite get there, and it's 1 point only. Eddie Hocking should have made more of that. He slipped at the critical time, but he was still 15 metres clear, and he just had a long shot from nowhere. It wasn't constructive at all. It was his 12th kick. McCarthy gets it over there to Burke. Burke also 12 kicks longer now. Shell over the top. The umpire's going to pay a free kick before that, however, and it's going to Turner on the half-back flank. Turner sets the ball in motion towards O'Keefe. With him over there is a Raider. Under pressure on the outer side was Lynn. Finally comes back to Whittlesey. Whittlesey goes in short. On a long lead is Bonner, will need support. Gives it back now. Bastian on the left leg in towards the pocket. It's a race. Oh, look at Bubner go. Here's a chance. Walensky, but Lee to the rescue. Who said he was hurt? Heaves a long ball back towards centre wing.
Johns tries to tap it out. Does a pretty good job to Lynn, and he can't control it. Tony Lynn got it up. Tried to give it to McAdam. Hocking overruns it. It was O'Keefe that got it out to Burke. John Shepperton tells him to go through the centre of the ground. That's what he does. Oh, out in the lead was Walensky. He slipped at the vital moment and allowed Peter Bubner an easy take. The kick is poor. It will allow Radbone in. He's got plenty of pace. McGorran does well to take him off the ball. Radbone still there. Chaplin dives on it. He's been busy this quarter. Players desperate. No result. 20 minutes gone, third quarter, interchange. Stuart Higgins on, Brett Leonard off.
Higgins will probably go to centre-half back. Reynolds into ruck while Leonard has a spell. Time will tell, although Higgins is setting straight for the ball, which indicates maybe he's going into ruck. But Sturt will need to do something from here. They're down by plenty, in actual fact, 56 points. Well done, Johns. Gets clear. fires in a high one. Bonner used his body well, should have taken that one. Walensky this way, that away, hooks around the corner. Bauer with a chance, can't quite find it. He's got one to beat. Lee comes to meet him, gets rid of him. Bauer going to go inboard, looking for Bonner. Well, they got one. Well, they haven't got a goal, but at least they've got a short pass to a man on the lead. And it's well done there by Bonner, who's already got two. And the lad's got promise. Big, tall boy. Kicks beautifully. Hasn't had too many of them this afternoon, unfortunately, for the Blues. As out goes the mouth guard again. Bonner is only 25 metres out. And to say that the Blues need a goal is the understatement of the year. 5-3 to 13-11 down. The angle is evident. And Bonner heads to the lake end. Home. 3 goals to Bonner. 6-3 plays 13-11 on Nine's Wide World of Sports.
Good effort by the Blues full forward. In fact, they make it hard work for themselves. The contest out in the forward pocket with Bauer was contested between Bauer and 3 Central District players, and nobody went to help him, and I've been critical about that all day. They just don't hunt in numbers, but Bauer was up to the task, managed to get it over to Bonner. His third. It's a good effort at full forward.
At the bounce, it is going to be Higgins in ruck in opposition to Lounder. Good bounce by the umpire. Lounder against Higgins. Line ball, that one. Whittlesey clever. Lounder through. The big fellow's had a great game. Arms and legs in there everywhere, and the umpire, David Weston, will come and sort it out and have a bounce. 23 minutes into the second half. It's Central's by 50 points.
Bounce down. Opportunity now for Higgins. He goes in the back of big Lounder, and Lounder will take the free kick. Philip Lounder. It's been one of the best for the Dogs. Goes wide. Finds McAdam. Long handball who finds Sturt. In turn, he gets it over to Lynn. They work it through the 50-metre area. Chaplin there. Turns his left boot into goal, but McCarthy takes front position and is rewarded for his prediction. Kick is wide, too wide in fact, and Girdham takes it over the line. 6-3, 39, 50-point margin in favour of the Dogs. 13-11, 89. Big Red gets a free kick at a half back and sends the Blues towards the centre of the ground. O'Keefe over the top. The loose ball is McAdams. He plays around with it to try and get it. He's pulled off it, no free kick. Turner takes the loose ball and heads through half forward. Bauer underneath it. With him, Scott Lee. Free kick for there. No problems with that. Play on to advantage is the idea as they go forward. That's beautifully put to Walensky. And that was Radbone who took that ball in on his left boot and found the leading Walensky.
But umpiring there, he allowed the... there was going to be a free kick in any case further upfield, but he allowed the young fellow Radbone to play to advantage, and the result ought to be a goal.
Really kicked one in the second quarter. Let's see if he can make it his second. Very casual kick. Offline, 1 point. 6-4-40. Central 13-11-89.
Yes, young Turner at centre wing is starting to be a bit of a force against Sturt. He started on the half-forward line, been moved to wing, and he's had 7 kicks this quarter in that spot. McAdam. To the run now of Handley. Handley at centre wing. Looks for a lead. Off goes Hocking short, but he's going in for Ingerson, who goes centre half-forward at the second grab. The umpire pays the mark. He's almost at centre wing. He'll come out wide to Chaplin. Kick's not all that good, but Chaplin's got time to have a look. Out goes Coffey. McCarthy with him. Great mark, Coffey. Oh, that is a beautiful take. He was on the lead. He never had a chance to swerve one way or the other or to adjust his pace. He was flat out, and he took the mark eye height and just got his fingers and clasped the ball in. His 6th kick for the afternoon, and that is a shocker. Almost shanked it. In fact, he kicked it out on the full, and it's not a good kick at all, obviously. And so it's going to be a penalty free kick and go in defence. It'll be taken by Sturt's... let's have a look. Is it Russell back there in defence?
New word for my vocabulary. Shanked. I know it belongs to the golfing fraternity. Obviously, you don't do that very often those days. So they tell me you play a great game of golf. Big Red takes a good catch. He's at half back. Along the line, grandstand side. One arm in an attempt to take it was O'Keefe. He runs solidly into Hocking. And the ball is out of bounds for a throw-in. We're in centre wing. Time on here at Football Park in the third quarter of play between the Dogs and the Blues. Launder is in ruck against Higgins. Higgins shepherds out, allows Whittlesey to take it, but it's Chaplin who sends it forward. O'Keefe taps it back to Whittlesey. Hocking catches him and will have a bounce.
Higgins is an unlikely ruckman. He doesn't seem to be tall enough at 185 centimetres, but gee, the boy's got some strength, and he's using his body in there against Launder and co to at least nullify the ruck situation. Launder that time got it to Chaplin, who dropped it. Umpire David Weston's going to have to bounce it again. 27 minutes into the second half, almost three-quarter time. 13-11 to 6-4. Certainly Sturt not out of it. The Dogs with a massive lead, but the Blues come home with the breeze, but nothing's going on out there to suggest they can overtake the Dogs at the moment. Shell against Smith, another line ball, and more exercise for umpire Weston.
More exercise for Launder and Higgins. Well, Reynolds this time is going to have a crack at it. Ingerson decides to have a jump as well. Opportunity now for Chaplin. Coming in late was Russell, and he smothered the ball for a throw-in. Bounces and throw-ins. Shows you how tight things are here at the half-forward line for the Dogs, but certainly not tight on the goal square. There's a 49-point advantage to Central District at the 27-minute mark of the third quarter. Smith threw strongly, made the opportunity. McAdam cleverly to Lynn. He's got Hocking wide. The little fella lines it up for goal. Would have been nearly impossible from that angle. Offline, 1 point.
13 kicks to Eddie Hocking. Once again, the smaller brigade of the Dogs proving to be too good. Burke, unsure where to go. As I said, there is no dead pocket. He's going in short. And in defence, he finds Andrew Johns. Johns puts the ball up towards centre field. Sturt comes across. Lee at the bottom of the pack. Krieg. Well done, Turner, but he can't get out clear. Once again, Hocking hooks around. Gilbert, McAdam's out here. All he needs is a sit, and the Sturt have got problems. Oh, Coffey's in the square on his lonesome, and that's where the ball ends. Well, he got away on that occasion from McCarthy. I don't know where the custodian had gone, but Coffey was a good 25, 30 metres clear when the ball first left the boot. And despite the efforts of the Sturt defence to get back, he took the easy chest mark. 25 metres out. Coffey's booted 3. That makes it 4, and the Dogs go on their merry way.
It was a good effort on that occasion, but so often the Sturt players have been caught out of position, running forward to get possession and then leaving players in prime positions. They've really had a problem when they've got possession of the ball, having players forward of them to take possession. Coffey's had a good day. He's kicked 4 goals, 2 in the first and 2 in the third, and 1 out on the full. As we said before, a talented player, and when he's on, he's on. When he's off, well, he's like most of us that are off, he's off.
Well said. I'll try to remember that. 14-12 to 6-4. Leanett against Launder. Launder gets it over to Krieg. He's had a good afternoon. Smith once again goes straight through the pack. Reynolds to Shell. In turn now, John's the runner. Pressure put on him. The kick is not good. Radbone with the pace. He'll need support. Johns butters up. Gets it over to Turner. Off goes Bonner, but he's going in short, and he finds Whittlesey playing in attack now. The McGarry medalist from 35 metres out finds himself in an unusual position to have a shot at goal, but he's not confident, and he's given a chance now to Andrew Johns, who's come off the half-back line when he first got the ball, and he's made play some 100-odd metres upfield to get his chance to shoot for the woodwork. Or should I say aluminium at Footy Park. Whittlesey's going in again short. Oh, that's a shocking kick. Intercepted by Lee. Hocking got it from Handley, and Hocking kicks up towards the half-forward line. Why you would short pass when you're 35 metres out in front, I've got no idea. Off goes Krieg. Siren sound. Three-quarter time at the headquarters of football, and it's the Dogs 14-12, 36-4.
As we commence the final quarter here at Football Park, the Dogs with a great lead. It's 56 points, 6-4-40, plays 14-12, 96 in the centre of the ground as Lounder. He gets it out wide. Opportunity now for Bonner. He taps it on, tries to give it over. There he does in turn to Higgins. He's on his left boot. He heads towards goal. This will be a great start for the final quarter. Higgins first and Sturt 7th on Nine's Widewater Sports.
Gee, he's been fairly flexible today. I think he's played just about every key position on the ground. Centre half forward, centre half back in ruck. He sat in the bunker for a fair bit of the time, but the youngster on that occasion came away on the left boot and gave Sturt a great start to the final quarter. Of course, we found that Radbone did that in the third quarter when he got a goal in the first 45 seconds. That took them 25 that time, but it really did Sturt no good as the Dogs settled and they had that massive lead at three-quarter time. It's 14-12 to 7-4.
Lounder comes from the right. He's been a good player today. He got that tap. He's done a lot of work around the ground. And I think Lounder jumped well against him and broken even on a lot of occasions when he's jumped against him. But Lounder's won out around the ground today. 17 touches around the ground. He's sat behind play well, and he uses the ball when he gets it. He's pretty mobile. Leaned it again on that occasion, gets the knock away from him. Bastian ends up with it. He and Smith end up in locked. I don't think that's a word. I've made it a word though. You can count on it from here on in.
Well, I'll say entwined, and 14-12 to 7-4. Young fellas make up all these new words. Sturt through, had an airy. Lean it likewise. He's going to butter up again, but this time gets it back to Argus. Argus under pressure, and the umpire is going the way of Gary Argus for a free kick. He's defence side of the centre line. Left puts a long one up towards the half-forward line. Higgins is there. Big leap over the top. Fejko Walensky is it? And he's taken a fine mark at the 50-metre mark. Well, maybe Sturt can pull something out. They're 7-8 goals down. And Walensky puts it on its way. It's a long kick. Gee, that's going to be close. That is a goal. What a brilliant kick. 60 metres, and Sturt have got their 8th on the board.
Peter Walensky, his second goal. He kicked one in the second, and now one in the fourth. That was a beautiful long kick. Plenty of talent in that leg. And Sturt respond a little bit here at Football Park, although the game is well and truly beyond them. They kicked 2 goals in two and a half minutes. Let's see if they can keep it up.
Putting a bit of interest in it for the Sturt fans. Not a lot of them here today. Crowd disappointing at the bounce. Leanett gets the benefit of it and gets to flip away. Going through was Girdham, but smothered. Here's a chance, the Blues again. Johns puts them into attack. Up towards Walensky. Back there is Bubner. Coming through strongly was Buckley. Bubner in support. Gets them out of it well. Harada has time this time to have a look, and he goes out wide to Gilbert McAdam. They've conceded ground. McAdam can't keep that in play. The umpire said he did. It didn't look like it from here. The umpire's a lot closer, obviously, as Krieg goes to meet the football, but carts it over the line for a throw-in.
Peter Krieg's played in the centre of the ground, and he's had a pretty reasonable day. 23 touches, in fact. He's been a good contest in the centre of the ground between he and Johns. Harada. Oh, he's caught well by Higgins. Walensky kicked their last goal. Turns, twists, gives it back to Johns. Quick thinking by Johns and finds Whittlesey. Now, I hope Greg has a shot for goal here. My goodness me, last time he had this ball in this position, he gave short. It wasn't his fault, but the next resultant kick was another short pass, and he missed the player 15 metres away by 20 metres. He is only 30 metres from goal with the breeze at his back. It's a tumble punt. It's home, his first, and Sturt's third in 3 minutes. They're 8th for the day.
Well, I reckon they've just got a rough chance. If they keep on playing like this, they're only 6 goals down, 4 minutes into the final quarter. It's providing a bit of cheer and warmth for their small band of supporters here this afternoon, but their first 4 minutes has provided 3 goals. You never know. Football's a funny game. 14-12 plays 9-4.
Back in the centre of the ground. 26-point margin. 5 goals between the two sides. Out of the centre of the ground goes Girdham. His kick is wide. Leading in the race is Shell. with him. Richter, Lynn is there in approach, but he's got plenty of time and goes short to find Johns. Plays on, or you'll find Walensky not quite. Too wide for that player as Bubner and he go to the boundary line. And they look for a throw in. 9-4-58. The Blues, 14-12-96, the Dogs.
The throw in about 25 metres around in the left full forward pocket. The Blues in attack again. Higgins doing some useful work. Bubner to Chaplin. Flips it back there now. Working hard for it is McGoran in defence. Over the top. It appears to be Radbone, and the umpire will come and ball it up. 14-12 to 9-4 as the moon is up. It looks like we're playing under lights, but I can assure you it's only 4:15 in the afternoon. Beautiful sight here at the back of Football Park. It'd be even better if we had another 20,000 fans or so. As the ball has got back towards the half forward line. Argus over the top, or the half back line. Depends which way you call it. Argus has taken his 7th mark. He's 55 metres out. 10th kick. Going in high. Going to be marginally short. Lounder back in defence. And the Dog defence choose to thump it through their own line for a point. Takes them on now to 9-5. Central is 14-12.
Argus in your screen there. Was busy early in the game. Dropped out of it in the second and third. So they want him to do something in the last if they've got any chances at all. They're going with a strong breeze, the Dogs. The Blues, I mean. And with a chance if they keep scoring at the present rate. I wouldn't think the Dogs would let that happen, though. As the ball comes in from Scott Lee. Like he lost something in the air then. David Buckley, as he was searching for that ball. Big swing on it. Throw in. Higgins will jump for the Blues. Gets the knock against Hereda. Bonner comes, not Bonner, it was Bauer comes through. Turner there as well. And McAdam holds the ball up.
The bounce is in the right forward pocket. The Dogs by 37 points. At one stage they led by 56. So Sturt's coming back strongly. Argus to O'Keefe. Off the side of his boot finds Bauer. He's got nowhere to go. He's going to get run down. The handball away is intercepted. Smith a chance. Krieg, who was limping a little earlier, will go back now to Lee. Oh, Lee took a slap in the face, but tumbles one back up towards Ingerson, who got a bad bounce. Lean at a chance. Sturt into attack. The kick is a shocker high. Argus underneath, thumped away from that player. McGoran getting back in defence. In comes Radbone, shoots, and he's got a goal! Brilliantly done. Oops, sorry, it went through, but hit the post. It went through the big opening, but just nicked the post on the way, and that goal has been reduced by 5 points.
Yes, discount for cash, that one. Left foot, Buckley out wide to McAdam it is. Bubner well up from his back pocket where he was playing. He might have made a move to try and pick that up. Walensky there as well. And the ball is out of bounds. 9 minutes gone. Final quarter here at Football Park. Beautiful conditions apart from a strong breeze blowing to the southern end of the ground. Handley punches forward over the top of Whittlesea. Chaplin been a good player today. He's kicked 2 goals already. Big David Reynolds at half forward. Handley knocks it out, gives the opportunity to McAdam. Lynn on the run. He puts it in high. Coffey with a jump. He's got it. Oh, what a jump. Great mark. Ball came in high from Lynn. That's the way Coffey likes them. 7th mark to the full forward. The Dogs full forward. He already has 4 goals. 2 in the first, 1 in the third. Kick 1 this quarter. Let's have a look at him. He goes towards goal. No mistake with that. That's his 5th goal on Nine's Widewater Sports.
The Dogs needed that breather. Sturt was starting to wear them down, and had young Radbone's goal gone through. Hello, we got a brawl at centre wing. And who is it now this time? It looks like it's Bauer. And it's going to be an all-in one. Hereda's having a brawl too. He's on with Higgins. And players starting to run from everywhere. Hopefully better sense will prevail as the umpires move in. Now all 4 of them are over there. And we've got 2 satellite brawls here, one on the right and one on the left. Fancy getting excited like that over a game that's got 7 goals the difference. Still, it's going to warm up the the players a little bit, just getting back to the game before we got interrupted by the little brawl there. Poor old McCarthy did nothing wrong. He was in the front of his man, and the ball went over his head, and he finished up with his opponent getting a goal, and he's got a bad back from the knee. But it was a great mark by Coffey. 5th goal, and he's proved a valuable spearhead for the Dogs at full forward. And now better sense, as I said, has prevailed, and all the players disperse and going back. Well, I don't know whether they feel any better about it, but at least it's got it out of their system.
Yes, it's a quite exciting piece of work there. There's only about 2 players not involved in that. Leonard gets the knock. Smith punches forward only as far as Krieg. He turns it round high towards their forward area. Argus is there. If it sits for him, he'll have an opportunity. McAdam takes him to ground. Walensky comes over the top, fires it over towards Johns. Beautifully tackled, and he's dragged to the ground. Hocking was the player that did that. Bastian gets it out only as far as Russell. He's got Walensky ahead of him, but it's intercepted by Bubner. He did that well and turned it back to give Chaplin an opportunity. Time to look. Well, the kick is a terrible one by Chaplin. He's a better player than that. It's out on the full.
15-12 to 9-6. The penalty free kick over there goes back to Argus, who's steadily climbing into Sturt's better players. Krieg had a good afternoon for the Dogs. He edges the ball up towards his half-forward line. Ingerson sandwiched there. In fact, as the Blues get back there through Shell first. Good tackle by Lynn. Here's a chance now for Burke to get the ball out of defence as he goes to the half-forward line. But once again, it's Krieg. No pressure put on him. He plays off. Goes to McAdam on the half-forward line. Or the little fellas start to run. Ghazi around the corner. But in there he's got Lynn. Lynn, Ghazi, they're all in the opening, just waiting for the ball to come out. Once again, the Sturt defence had dropped its guard, and Lynn is now going to shoot for goal from about 35 out. We've got Scott Lee having an interesting duel now there with Bauer. Bauer's lost his shorts, I think. He's short of one pair of dacks. Steady. He thinks it's humorous. I hope you do at home too. But meanwhile, back at the ranch, Lynn misses his kick, and O'Keefe comes away with the football.
Oh, dear me. I think Scotty Lee was just playing the devil there. He's quite good at it at times. Argus, long. Johns is underneath it. He takes it. Off he goes. He wants a runner. Whittlesey provides that for him. The kick to Bonner is great. Oh, that is tough. That is very tough. I don't know whether Buckley could have stopped there, Daisy. He was committed to go at the player with the ball.
Yeah, look, I didn't see it, to be quite honest. I was looking elsewhere. I saw the pass and then just glanced elsewhere, so I didn't see what the 50-metre was all about, but it doesn't make any difference. Bonner's kicked a goal. Buckley was disappointed, and Bonner's done pretty well at full forward with his limited opportunities. That's his 4th goal he's booted, and he's led pretty well, and had the ball been given to him, well, better more often, obviously he would have kicked a lot more goals.
Indeed, I couldn't agree with you more. I think he was a bit fortunate on that occasion to get that one, as we've said. He took the mark on a dive. Buckley was right behind him, committed to it, and heck, over the years, full forwards would have got a million 50-yard penalties if they paid him for that. Lounder comes from the right. He gets the knock on this occasion, straight to Argus, but it's taken by Smith. Beautifully done as he got it out to Sturt. Touched off the boot. Reynolds will have to punch. It was the right thing to do. The crowd didn't like it. He probably could have taken it, but he was under pressure. Oh, he's caught with the ball handle. He bounced it when he had it. It's good work by McGlashan. Number 40, the youngster, he's been a good player in defence. He's had 8 kicks. He's done a lot of work. One thing I like about him is attack on the ball. It's a ferocious attack. He does everything with speed. He's got good, clean hands. And I think he'll be a good player. This man didn't have any pants on just a minute ago. It's good to see him dressed. That is number 16, Darren Bauer. Swerve. Scotty Lee. Oh, Krieg. Johns nearly put him in hospital. Won the battle and got it back. Good commitment by Krieg. And Johns, I think, did the right thing. Kept it all nice and fair. He could have ended a career there if he wanted to. Hocking short. Chip. Well done, McGorran. Left footer. The kick will hold up in the breeze. Hanley did well to bring it over the back. Nice crumb by Whittlesea. Over half forward. It's a loose ball, but it's all the Dogs. Walensky's their only hope if he can get there. Buckley. Oh, now Higgins makes ground. Did it well. That's nearly holding the ball. Hereda comes in to help. They've got the numbers, the Dogs, and they clear through Smith. No, they don't. Beautifully read by Bastian. I thought that was a lay-down Mazaire to get to him. Bastian comes back. Chips short to find Bonner. He puts it down. Buckley there, looking for assistance. He gets it through Scotty Lee. He has forever to make up his mind. Has a couple of bounces. Oh, I didn't see that. I didn't see that. Oh, Smitty. Yes, I think picture tells 1,000 words, Daisy.
Well, the umpire indicated a right cross. Well, now, if that's the right cross, maybe he's reported him, but he's obviously given a free kick, as you can see. Oh, Hocking intercepts against Smith for an illegal shepherd, as Lee was just bouncing the ball out of defence. And the umpire, David Weston, took exception, but he didn't take his number, so I assume that it's only a free kick. Hocking kicks out long, but doesn't kick out straight, and it's Russell. He'll go in short to the half-forward line, and out there he finds Johns in turn. The running player is Bastian. Sturt into attack again, up towards full forward. Bonner out in front. The back, oh, here's a chance for Bonner again, but his handball away, went straight to McAdam, and he burns out of defence. The handball to Sturt wasn't good, but he did well to get out of it. Handley off the half-back line. Short, he's got Girdham. The kick wasn't good. It was a tumble punt, but he's taken the most of it, or made the most of it. He goes into Smith on the half-forward line. Smith's going to have to work hard. Ingerson against the tide. In there with him is Shell. Richter over the top. Shell, also McGlashan. Grieg and Johns look on, and the umpire will come in and bounce the football.
Girdham, number 10 in your screen. Umpires at the game today, Graham Schutz and David Weston. Umpire Schutz in the screen. Reynolds gets the knock. Hocking, I think it was there. The little fella puts it forward. No, it wasn't. It was Krieg, in fact. Off the ground. Working it out there in the defence is McCarthy. He goes wide, looking for Burke. And out of bounds. 10-6-66. Central 15-12, 102. Good margin and a match-winning score for the Dogs. Burke goes through the agency of Scholl. With the ball on that occasion was Sturt. Tips it back. Underneath it, Argus. So plenty of mistakes out there at the moment. Bonner and Lee again. They've had a great battle today. If Crummell beat Kriegs, he'll straighten up on the left boot. His 20th kick. It's the 11th handball. In fact, that one, it would have been his 20th kick. McAdam gave it, got it back, goes to goal. Offline, 1 point only. Takes the Dogs along to 103 points. They lead Sturt 66.
Mandamaker still sitting in the bunker. Ingerson at centre half forward. He doesn't look all that bad, Rudy. He came back, and obviously he can take his place on the field if he's needed. But Coach Curley opting to run with Ingerson, who's no stranger to centre half forward. Krieg beaten by Argus. Out there's Richter. Whittlesea back to Argus. Under pressure, hooks high. In towards full forward. Bonner's there. Can't quite get it. Radbone a chance. This way, that away. He's clear. Shoots. He's got this one. He needed that. He missed the previous one. He boots his second, and Sturt have got 11 on the board.
Well, he had to kick that on that occasion because he had Darren Bauer by himself in the square with no one around him, and he did seem, but he did the right thing. There's nothing wrong with having a shot at goal, as I've said before, providing you kick it. Nothing worse if you've got a player who's metres out only and you ignore him and go for the goal yourself. So he justified his position, and as Daisy said, missed one easy one early, redeemed himself with that, and that is his second goal and Sturt's 11th.
The Dogs by 31 points. It's not what Neil Curley would have liked. They should have finished him off better than this. Full marks to Sturt because they've fought back hard. Chaplin forces the ball towards McAdam. Sturt gets it out to Ghazi. Back now to Smith. Intercepted Turner. Ghazi, beautiful handball. Out to Sturt. This way, that away. Gee, he thought about it. In goes Hocking. Getting back on it, McGlashan. Girdham a chance. And he hooks too far. Gee, it looked to be good, but the breeze took it away very quickly. 15-14 plays 11-6. 20 minutes into the final quarter, and Neville, you never know. Had Radbone got that goal earlier, that gimme goal, might have been a different ball game.
Well, it could have been quite easily a different ball game. It's 32 points the difference, and they would have had to have kept Coffey from kicking that last goal that he kicked. Another 12 points closer with 10 or 15 minutes to play. It's anybody's game, but they never really put enough pressure on the Dogs. Never been close enough to make the Dogs feel like the game was slipping away from them. Plenty of mistakes out there, but Russell's clever enough to get away with his kick along the eastern boundary line over the top of Whittlesea. Sturt will be the first there. He'll use the ball, he always does. He goes back to Hereda in turn to McGorran. He finds Coffey well down the ground, having a run on the ball as Lown has taken a rest at full forward. He's done his job for the day, so Neil Curley must think. And he's obviously keeping Coffey fit with a run around the ground, and you never know, he might have to use him in the ruck. Burke with the ball.
Burke to Johns. Recovers well. Through the centre line go the Blues. Out comes big Walensky. Back there is Bubner for the Dogs. He's got Krieg if he wants him, doesn't need him. As he boots the ball back to centre field, over the top McAdam. Russell with the pace. Gets legged. Umpire didn't see it that way. McCarthy gets it across out there to lean it. In turn, the runner now is Richter. The Blues into attack again. On the lead there is Radbone. With him is McGorran. Close to the line. Whittlesea can't raise the gallop, and the ball is out of play on the outer side. Big Rudy sits and ponders. 4 goals to his credit. Obviously happy just to sit there, or maybe he's not happy. You're never happy to sit in the bunker, are you? That was a crazy statement, but he's obviously not keen to come back on if he's got an injury. Johns up towards Walensky. Lost that one. Eddie Hocking through. Oh, here's a chance for the Dogs to run if they want to. Sturt got it out to Smith. He'll bound through the centre line. Out comes Lounder. The kick's a shocker. Lynn can't find it. Going through Bastian. He lost it as well. Coffey in the action. Smith without a handle. Getting out now. Smith again. Smith drops it onto his boot. Ghazi's clear. Takes it. Heads to goal. On his left leg. Should get it. Does get it. And the Dogs are clear once more. 16-14 to 11-6 as Ghazi boots his second goal.
Well, ever since they got the ball in the defensive zone, they looked like they might score. Smith was running through the centre of the ground, absolutely free, and nobody ahead of him. He managed to run the ball right up over the centre of the ground. And in the end, it was Ghazi who got on the end of that loose man that was set up. He has had a quiet day, so Ghazi. But 2 goals is a good effort, and along with the other small men, as I mentioned, they've done a good job between them.
Have they ever? The Dogs with the game in their keeping now after starting to get a little rough around the collar. Leanett got the tap away. Whittlesea couldn't find it. Certainly Handley couldn't. Gave it back to Lee, who boots high to the half-forward line. Lynn, Argus does it well. Through centre wing. Whittlesea now. Higgins is there if he needs him, but he's going to look for Bonner. Over his head, Walensky against Bubner. Walensky used his body well, but back in defence it's that man again, Lee. Gives a chance to Handley. Gee, that was a beautiful one-grab pickup. Goes in short to Sturt. No one seems to like to stand this man. He's always on his lonesome. Now Ghazi, at last getting clear of the shackles. He puts it up for grabs on the half-forward line. Coffey over the top. Reynolds in front, and the umpire pays it at the second grab. Reynolds will go in to Leanett, centre field. Russell's the runner if he wants him. Doesn't need him. He's going to go back to kick long. Sturt have got a few runners on the outer side, but he kicks long to the half-forward line. Wobbles into Walensky, thumped away by Bubner. Bauer's going to get the crumbs. Under pressure from Sturt. Great tackle. Player stack up. Bubner tries to break his way clear, but umpire Weston will come in once more and bounce.
Indeed, he will. Only seconds away from time on. The Seagulls emerge. And Stuart Higgins gets the knock. Straight to Kim Russell. He puts it up high. Out comes Bonner. Radbone there as well. McGorran for the Dogs. Buckley there. McGorran gets it. Tries to sift his way through. Cops one on the left thigh. That'll hurt tomorrow. And on his feet he is. Radbone holds his head. His neck. It's a rotten game, this football. Scotty Lee. The tougher it is, the more he likes it. out of bounds. 11-6-72, the Blues. 16-14, 110, the Dogs.
Throw in on the half-forward right flank into time on, final quarter. 16-14 to 11-6. Turner's in there, can't get it out. The umpire will ball up once more. Ingerson at the bottom of the pack. The Dogs are going to win. I don't think they're going to win as well as maybe they thought they would have. Certainly not me, having seen them play so well in the previous weeks. Aerial ping-pong, a raider. Argus bursts his way clear on the left leg up towards full forward. The bounce favours Bonner. Goes into the open goal. 5 he's got. Brilliantly done, big fellow. The bounce was against Buckley all the way, and now Sturt have got their 12th on the board.
Well, it's been a good quarter for the Blues. They've kicked 2, 4, 5 goals in this final quarter. That is nearly half their score in one quarter of football. And I take the position that Ian mentioned earlier, that perhaps if Radbourne may have kicked that goal, ifs are ifs, I know, and they'd been able to restrict Central in that effort for Coffey, and perhaps that wouldn't have happened. They might have really been a chance. But Bonner at full forward, has been a good player. He leads well, he takes a big mark, and in a losing side with limited opportunities, 5 goals out of 12 is a very good effort.
You're not wrong. The Dogs now by 32 points. At the bounce. Lena gets the tap away. Smith through, but runs into a dead heat against Russell. Kim type. The brothers playing in the other league, of course. And the umpire will come in and bounce the football. Centre field once more. Lena against Coffey. Tapped out there to McAdam, who got it over to Smith. In towards the half-forward line. Chaplin up, gets the ball down. Lynn needs a runner. Ghazi. But it's going to be Argus who gets there first. No. But he's going to get a free kick against him. And it'll go to young Saad Ghazi. He'll go in short. Into the pocket goes Lynn, and that's where the ball ends. Lynn is still too far out. He'll be 55 metres from where he kicks. He's got Lounder in the square now, so he's going to put it up for grabs. Ingerson's also there. Ingerson's going to be the leaper. Back in defence. Russell. Back now to Richter. Puts it out wide. Gilbert McAdam, who's had a good game. Plenty of possessions, this young fella. Hasn't been playing his best football, I know, this season. Not his McGarry medal best. He loses this one. And Whittlesey can't keep it in play. Throw in at centre wing. Crowd in attendance of 3,646.
Throw in. Coffey. Underneath it. Hockey across the ground. Sturt underneath it. Off to Smith is good. Holds onto the ball enough to wait for the leading Lounder. And it's a beautiful piece of work by the Dogs, and he's been a good player, Lounder. So too Smith. 10 kicks. Had a lot of work around the ground. 8 handballs, and yet to kick a goal. He puts it in high. Won't kick one with that. The Sturt defence rushed the point, which takes the Dogs along to 111 points. They lead Sturt 12-6-78, and there couldn't be much time left of this game.
Yes, 29 minutes gone. Burke takes the kick in. Whittlesey, at centre half back. Has Argus out wide. Further out is Russell. Argus could get it to Russell. No, doesn't need him. Argus, who's played well for the Blues, strides off, kicks in long. He's gone over the top of Bonner. He's going for home with a long one. He's done it! Oh, what a brilliant goal, Gary Argus. He boots his second goal, and this lad has played extremely well. And Sturt continue to fight, but trail 13-6 to 16-15.
16 kicks and 10 handballs. Gary Argus, not a bad effort off of half forward, and 2 goals. Limited opportunities, and Greg Whittlesey just goes up to say well done, and he appreciates that from the skipper. So it's been a good effort in this final quarter by the Blues. They've kept well over half their score again. It just shows what they can do when they really put their minds to it.
I think Coach Higgins, Kevin Higgins, has moved Gary onto the ball. In fact, I think he's probably been there as a follower since half-time. Certainly he's not playing on the half-forward line. Smith through, hasn't got the football. The umpire didn't take exception to it. Turner gets it out wide. Bowers out here on his lonesome. at almost on the half-back line. He fires it out for Lean at the big fellow's clear, or is he? Plays on quickly, tumbles one to the half-forward line. Well done, Hereda. The running player out there is Budden, who's put in a useful performance. He'll find Gilbert McAdam. Smith is clear if he wants him. Barb runs on for the double play, but he's going to go to Smith, and he's got it on the outer side. Works extremely hard for Smith. 26th possession. Once again, been a very useful performer as he drives into the pocket. In there, Ghazi. Umpire doesn't pay it. Ingerson back in field. Sturt over to Chaplin, who's died on his run. Kicks for goal, and that is going to be offline for another point. And Gavin Chaplin's first couple of quarters and a bit were absolutely superb, but this last quarter he hasn't had many touches at all. 16 kicks all up and only 2 kicks this quarter. 3-1, not a bad game. Gary Arger slips it over to Turner. That's a throw, but the umpire doesn't rule it that way. Shell can't use the wrong foot, which is his right. McAdam's under pressure, and once again the umpire will come in and bounce it. Gee, we've been playing 31 minutes, must be very close to full time. 16-16 to 13-6, and I wouldn't think Coach Curley would be very kind with his charges after the game. He wouldn't be happy with this at all. Coffey against Leanett. Bashed in to Turner. Blues into attack again up towards the half-forward line. McGoran with a chance to clear. If he needs a sit, Radbone, good tackle. Higgins goes in, tries to get the ball out. Johns, Ghazi. The bottom of the pack is McGoran, but the umpire will come and ball it up on the half-forward line for Sturt as we hit the 32nd minute.
There's a fair bit of time on, but then again, Sturt have kicked 7 goals this quarter, and the Dogs have kicked 3, so 10 goals, fair bit of about 30, or I'll say a minute for each goal. Gives you a bit of time on. Radbone, it's towards goal. He's been a busy player this quarter. Not a bad player for them on the day. He's kicked 2 goals, 1. 2 goals, 2 with that point. Short to Chaplin. Is good. Undecided. He's been a good player for the Dogs today as the siren goes. Lead proceedings here at Football Park. The Dogs 16-16, 112 run out easy winners in round 15. Sturt 13-7, 85. The action's been on 9's Wide World of Sports.